Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Quotable. I'm excited for this one, for sure.
Yes.
Because we've been talking about doing this one for a while, as we do with a lot of our other episodes.
Yep.
And we've all been there. We've all been in a situation where we work for somebody we can't stand. So I feel like this episode is going to be relatable. Even if you haven't seen the movie, you'll definitely be able to sympathize with the characters, if you will.
Yes.
And we might even share a couple of horror stories of our own. We'll see. But without further ado, this is Horrible Bosses. All right, so before we even get into it, do you have any stories that stick out to you as far as somebody that you worked for that you just could not stand?
Oh, yeah. I mean, back in my days in the T-Bay, back in the FLA, I worked for some people and with some people that I'm just like, not really a fan of you. And if you did pass away tragically, then I don't think I'd lose any sleep over this.
As you shouldn't.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like horrible jobs or not horrible jobs, like, because I enjoyed what I did. I just didn't like who I did it for. So, it's one of those where it's just like, look, I mean, I need the job because I enjoy money and I love to eat and money buys my food. So
that's a good reason.
Yeah.
Solid reason.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I enjoyed what I did. I just didn't like who I did it for. They made my life miserable. But then come to find out that the person that I was working under had no idea what they were doing. I mean, I found out later, like I left this kind of big box store and went on to do something else. And then my manager, I think I had a problem with my car and I went up to AutoZone or Advanced Auto Parts or something like that and got a part, and my manager was there working. And I'm like, oh, so you thought you knew everything back about like paper, and now you're going to sit here and tell me you know everything about cars? Like, I just think you're full of shit.
They bullshitted their way into every position they've ever owned, I guess.
Yes.
So for me, when I worked for a company that shall remain anonymous, we'll just call it drugstore.
Right.
So you can take that as you will. And I worked for this company for 19 years before I eventually pulled the plug on it.
Woohoo-wee, Morgan.
Right?
You had, didn't you?
But I didn't at the same time. I didn't get shit for that. I caught a load of shit for other things, but no. When I eventually got into a management position, they just moved me around. And that's what they did. They just shuffled managers around like it was nothing, like everybody was expendable. And one store in particular, I worked for a woman, and I had no problem working for a woman, but this particular woman, she basically ran her store like a boot camp. And everything had to be meticulous and perfect, and she micromanaged like her inventory in the store. So like she had control over everything. And I think
that's terrible. And
she had the personality to boot. You could tell like everything had to be her way. It's like her way or the highway. And I did not get along with her very well. So one day, I think it was a Monday morning, and I didn't work the day before. She comes in, and she did her usual routine. We get there about a half an hour before the store opens, and then we walk around the store just to see if anything was out of place, make sure that they took care of everything the night before. She starts harping on me about it. Well, why didn't this get done? Or why didn't that get done? Like, what is going on? What happened yesterday? She asks me these questions as if I was there. And this particular day, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I had to call her out on it. So while she was out there on the sales floor, like I went back to the office. I actually used our paging system. I called her into the office.
Nice.
And as soon as she walked through the door, she had this look. I'm like, why are you calling me? Like, almost like, why didn't you just come out there and talk to me?
Yeah.
And I think I felt like it was inappropriate. Like, I wanted to have this be the location. It's like, this is where you hash things out.
Yeah.
And as soon as she came in, I'm like, I don't think you realize when you do this, but whenever something happens in the store, whenever something's out of place, whenever something goes wrong, you take it out on me. I said, I'm not here every single day. It's like, I can't control what happens when I am not here. I said, but it's not fair for you to yell at me for something that I had no control over. I said, when I come in the morning and you start my day like this sets the tone for the rest of my day.
Yeah.
Which in turn spirals to, you know, how I treat the employees and maybe how the customers are getting treated. And it, like I said, I don't know if you realize you're doing that or not, but it sucks. Like, this is a horrible way to talk to somebody. I said, if you find something that's wrong, or if there's something out of place, come and talk to me and we'll figure it out. Like, let's, like, what happened? Like, okay, well, maybe we need to do it this way, or maybe we need to prioritize things a different way, but like, at least come and talk to me. Don't yell at me.
Yeah.
And when I was talking, like, she didn't even say a word, but the look on her face was like priceless. Like, she was like, I've never had anybody call me out like this before. I am very aroused.
She didn't start treating you like Dale, did she?
No.
Oh.
No.
I was gonna say,
like, ever since that day, like, it was like completely different. She was a different person towards me. We actually started getting along. We would actually laugh and joke at work. And I think that was what it took. I don't think anybody has ever actually called her out on it before.
Yeah.
And when I actually got transferred out of that store, which she had no control over, it was just par for the course. She actually invited me over for like margaritas and dinner with her and her husband.
Nice.
So it ended on a good note.
Yeah.
But that was one of the standout moments for me.
I mean, I've had bosses kind of like Nick had. I had bosses that kind of like Kurt had, but I never had a boss like Dale. That was just going to be like, oh, we're going to have sex. We are going to have sex.
Yeah, no, I never had a boss like Dale's.
I know. I mean, and just the way he complained about it, you're just like, oh, come on. Mm-hmm. Like, really? Like, this is your horrible day?
Yours doesn't sound that bad.
And then Nick and Kurt keep calling him out on it. Like, your day doesn't really sound that bad. He's like, I'm just going to stop talking.
I'm just going to stop bringing it up.
Yeah.
So as we do it in pretty much every other episode, as of late, do you have a favorite scene?
I mean, well, before we went on the air, we were talking, and I told you, I was like, this is going to have to be one of those ones where we just bring up, like, you know, the few memorable scenes and everything, because this episode could be days long of all the stuff that is funny in this movie that could be covered. But I think out of everything I mean, the entire thing with motherfucker Jones is great, but everything that Colin Farrell, Bobby Pellet, did was even better. And just because, like, when his first kind of introduction into the movie, you know, his dad is played by Donald Sutherland, may he rest. And he was like, Bobby, you've been in there for a while. Margie's waiting. And he was like, oh, yeah, no, didn't realize I had to come to you and tell you every time I had to take a dump. Like, but I mean, clearly before he comes out, you hear him doing cocaine.
Yeah, he comes out. I can't get any privacy around here. He's like, no, I just want you to do your part.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I do my part. I do other people's parts too.
What are you looking at, dick skin?
Yeah.
Dick skin?
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, but it's just like his character is so funny in this movie. And I think that Colin Farrell's, in my eyes at least, is quite an underrated actor.
I would agree with that. Yeah. He's extremely talented. And he's definitely not typecast. He is used to playing roles as an American, you know, even though I think he's Irish, right?
Yes.
And he's got a very heavy accent, and I love hearing him in interviews because it's like you get to hear his actual voice, which makes me that much more impressed by his talent to sound like an American.
Yeah.
It is an odd concept for me. Just people who are from different parts of the world that are able to sound like they're from America. It's impressive.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't know, like if we're doing a British accent or something, we don't know how we sound to them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I sound very disrespectful.
Yeah.
If I ever try to.
Most likely.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I never do a British accent. I never could.
Stay in your lane.
Yeah. It was my one weakness.
Yes. But that scene that you just mentioned, that's one of my favorites too. And just because the way that Colin Farrell's, Bobby Pellet has responding to Nick Kurt.
Yes.
Kurt he doesn't put up with it.
No.
He calls Bobby out on his bullshit. So he's getting ready to go into the office with Kurt is getting ready to go into the office with his boss, who he actually likes.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, get in there, gay boy.
Yeah.
He's like, gay boy? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you would know gay boys or whatever. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, I've seen gay boys. I know a gay boy when I see one.
Oh, really?
Like,
where'd you see a gay boy?
At your house. Don't mess with me.
Yeah.
I got a green belt.
Yeah. I mean, but Bobby Pellet's character is just so out there. I mean, even after Donald Sutherland dies, he has a massive heart attack, crashes his car, and then they go to the funeral. And when they're coming back from the funeral, you just see Bobby like roll out in his chair. And
backwards,
he's like,
yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, hey. And he points at his wrist, but he's not wearing a wristwatch on either wrist. He's like, 3 hours late? What is that? And he was like, I was at your dad's funeral.
I was like, well, it's a horrible excuse.
Yeah, it's like, that's a horrible excuse. And he was like, your dad never thought like this. And then, but he starts talking about all these bills and stuff. He was like, that we're not paying. Or that, I mean, they are paying, but he was like, I want to know why this company's failing. And he was like, actually, it's not. He was like, it is a recession.
Company's not in the crapper.
But the company is not in the crapper. He's like, we're actually still very profitable. And he was like, yeah, I don't think so. And then he starts talking about, he was like, who's so-and-so and why are we paying his hospital bill? And he was like, that's Hank. He was with the company for decades and had a horrible accident.
Like burned half of his face.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, well, I'm not paying for a monster. And he's like, he's not a monster. He's just a great guy who had an unfortunate accident. He's like, cut him off. And then he was like, why are we paying this company this amount of money? And he was like, yeah, your dad thought that it would be safe to get rid of the chemicals
in the right way.
In the right way. And it cost a little extra. And he's like, not anymore. I got Bolivians. We'll do it for the third of the price.
No,
and he was
don't
like,
go with the Bolivians.
Yeah. And he was like, look, I don't care if some tribes people end up dead. Okay.
Like,
and
tribes people. It's like, we live in a modern society. What are you talking about?
He's like, yeah, no, we're going with the Bolivians. And he was like, now on to my last fact. He's like, we got to start trimming some fat around here.
What do you mean trim the fat?
You got to fire all the fat people. They gross me out. And they're incredibly lazy.
They make me sad to look at.
Yeah. He's like, hey, Marge, I need you to come in my office. He's like, you can't fire Marge. She's pregnant. He's like, all right, never mind, Marge. You just go ahead and stay where you are. He's like, I want you to go out there and fire Professor Xavier.
Professor Xavier, yeah.
It's like, who? And he was like, guy. And he was like, Hank. He was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, I don't know. He's up to something. He's like, it's like, I can't trust him because he's in a wheelchair. But then when he tells him, he was like, it's either going to be Fatty Marge or Wheels. Like, you got to get rid of one of them. So he goes out there and he fires Hank.
But I like how he says, I already know which one it's going to be. So go ahead and...
He's like, either one goes or all three of you go. It's like, it's up to you. I already know who you're going to pick.
Or three.
Yeah.
And make sure that you give me his handicap sticker.
Actually, that's issued by the state.
I don't care. Give it to me.
Yeah. He's like, I am the state. State of Bobbyville.
Actually, that would be a town.
Yep, United States of Bobby.
Yeah. Like, there it is. It's so good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would not have been able to get through any scene with him.
No.
I don't think.
I don't know. In a lot of these movies that we watch, I don't know how people get through the scenes because it's just so ridiculously stupid. I mean, even in the outtakes when Bobby's at the pharmacy or whatever, and he sneezes, and he's like, "Look at that." He's like, "I'm sneezing up dust bunnies." It's like,
Is that diabetes?
Yeah. He's, "You got any MDMA?
Got any heroin? I'll suck your dick."
It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he definitely, he was one of the characters that made the movie. And you got Kevin Spacey, which I know he's got a bad reputation now, but I think this movie came out before all that shit.
I think it was just kind of all like in the mix of it, because I watched something on Kevin Spacey, like the whole documentary style thing, and apparently this has been going on for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it just really sucks because Kevin Spacey, such a great actor.
Oh, he's a tremendous talent for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, we're probably going to get a lot of shit from my statement there, but I mean, you can't deny that Kevin Spacey was a great actor. Horrible human being, but a great actor.
But I mean, there's a lot of them that are that way.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go down the list or anything like that, but you know, what they're able to do on screen, you know, it's definitely not a reflection of how they live their lives, and it is unfortunate. You want to think that the people that you enjoy in these movies are decent in real life, but
Right.
that's not always the case.
Not
so
always
it's
the
either
case at all.
you can deprive yourself of the entertainment, or you can just cut it off
Yeah.
in protest that they will never know of.
Yeah.
So ipso facto, I don't know.
I mean, Jennifer Aniston's, oh God, she's so incredibly hot in this. And just the way she treats Dale in this movie is pretty much, I think, how any man in America would want to be treated by Jennifer Aniston.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I know I wouldn't mind it. So, I mean, Jennifer, if you're listening, which I know you are, by all means, let us know.
Rape. That's a rape. Rape. You rape. You rape me.
You rape me.
Rape.
You're a raper. Said no man ever
No.
to Jennifer Aniston.
No. It's ridiculous.
But I do like when she's finally like, or when she finds out that he's engaged now. And then she was like, "Wait, what is this? Like, you got engaged?" And he was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You told me she was just a hole for your dick." And he's like, I never said that. I never said that. But I love his nervousness that he always has around her. So when she calls him into the office and everything, and she's not wearing anything except for a pair of panties and her doctor's coat.
Yeah.
And he goes to leave, and she locks the door really quick. And she was like, "Go ahead and have a seat." And then he was like, and she was like, "I know that I take things a little too far sometimes. Go a little overboard, make it inappropriate. But if you could just tell me when I do these things."
Now.
What?
You're doing it now.
Right now I'm doing it?
It's like, well, yeah, because you're naked.
I'm not naked, Dale. Can you see my pussy?
See that right there? I'm pretty sure you can't even say the word pussy.
Now you're starting to sound like a fag.
Oh, that's another thing right there. That's definitely over the line.
He's like, "I'm pretty sure that's against the law." And she's like, whoa. Who's talking about against the law, you pedophile? Or you sex offender? And he's like,
it was nighttime. There were no children. Why does everybody assume there's children?
yeah. She was like, "You're the one that enjoys peeing on little boys."
It was nighttime. Well,
which makes it even weirder. That kid must have been terrified.
There were no kids.
Why does everyone assume that there were kids?
It's so weird. I love Charlie Day.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. He can say anything in that voice and it'll be freaking funny as hell.
Yeah. And I mean, because of this movie, like, I really wanted to get into, because I never got into it the first time. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I've seen a few episodes like here and there, and he does that voice.
Yeah.
But he does it so perfectly. Like, nobody else can. I mean, to me, it just seems like it's natural.
I think it is. I want to say I watched the few seasons of It's Always Sunny. I don't know why I didn't continue. It's just, I think it was just too much of a commitment, because there's so many episodes to watch. And if a show has been established for that long, it's hard for me to like start from beginning, and it's like understand how long I'm going to have to watch.
Yeah.
You know, just to get caught up. So I don't know. I may give it a chance at some point, but
and me, I mean, I never intended to play catch up on any shows when I get into them late.
Right.
Back in 2015, I think. Something like that. I had surgery on my right shoulder, and people were asking me. They were like, "Oh, well, what are you gonna do?" Like, because I think the doctor told me I had to take like 4 to 6 weeks off. I think I was supposed to be off for 4 weeks and then 2 weeks of light duty where I couldn't really do anything with my arm. And then, so people were asking me, they're like, "Oh, what are you going to do with all that time?" Because a lot of people know that I don't enjoy sitting still. I mean, it's, I don't know
you
what
would
it
hate
is.
my job then.
Yeah, I mean, I have to get up and like do things like here and there. Like, yes, I can have the TV on, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I'm watching the TV. I just have background noise. Like, I do dishes, I clean the house, I do things like that where it's like the TV's on and I can hear it, but I'm not just sitting there like a mindless drone watching it.
Right.
So I would always joke around with people and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to get into this TV series. I don't know if you've ever heard of it." I was like, "But there's like 9 seasons, and I mean, I hear it's phenomenal." And everyone's like, "Oh, really? What is it? Like, what is it? Is it something new, something uncut?" And I was like, "Yeah, it is new." And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "I don't know if you've ever heard of it. It's the X-Files.
Nope.
Supposed to be the bee's knees."
What? Never heard of it. It's not. It's new, but there's 9 seasons already. That's Gillian Anderson.
Yeah.
But getting back to the dynamic between Dale and what was her character? Julia.
Yeah.
So that she's working on a patient, and this is the first time that you see her being inappropriate at work.
Yeah.
And she goes and squirts water on Dale's crotch.
Yeah.
You
And
can
she's
tell
like,
that
"Sorry, Dale.
like,
I should have told you I was a squirter."
"Oh, what is that? I think I can see the outline of your
little friend."
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Ooh, someone's circumcised."
I bet you there's no. I bet you're no shrimp in the cocktail department. But then he's calling her out on being inappropriate. She grabs the hand of the patient and puts it on her boob.
Yeah, and she's like, "Mr. Anderton."
Fucking weird
Such a
name.
weird name.
Mr. Anderton.
I told you, not in the office.
And she starts slapping his hand, and Dale's like, "I'm pretty sure you shouldn't hit the patient."
I do like later when Kurt is staking out Julia's place and she's doing all these seductive things, and he was like, "Yeah, she gets like a little treat tray, and she's just like, first is a popsicle and then a banana and then a hot dog." And he was like, "I mean, honestly, you have 3 penis-shaped foods."
It's like,
and he's like, "And you're eating them in that order? They don't go together."
Yeah, cold to hot.
Yeah.
It's weird. He's like, "So you took that as an invitation for her, you to go and fuck her?"
He's like, "No, I took her invitation as an invitation."
Yeah.
It's like she knew I was watching or something.
Yeah, she goes down and opens the door for him and everything.
Yeah, she's just wearing bra and panties. I mean, come on. What guy is going to resist?
What else do you need?
Yeah. Please.
So, Nick, I think his boss is worse than any of them.
Yeah.
I think. So, I love the introduction to Kevin Spacey as his boss. He's giving Nick a hard time for being 2 minutes late at work.
Even though Nick shows up at 6 a.m. every day, and this is like 2 or 3 hours before everybody else.
Yeah.
So he's getting all this work done, but this one morning he shows up at 6:02, and I think he had said something along the lines. He was like, "Yeah, so you were late this morning." He was like, "No, I was here at 6." And then he was like, "Well, according to the camera system, it was 6:02 that you showed up." And he was like, "Maybe the camera system's wrong." And he's like, "Oh, so I should call security and fire that guy."
It's like, nah, might have been a minute late.
Yeah. And he was like, "Well, is it a minute late or is it 2 minutes late, or were you on time?" And I mean, but it's just one of those things where you're like, "Oh my God, you're going to harp over 2 minutes?" Like, you were probably still sleeping.
Yeah, I definitely would have made up my time
either
way and probably not get paid for it.
Most likely.
But they have the whole conversation about, Nick thinks that he's on par for a promotion.
Senior vice president.
Senior vice president of sales. And he's been working his ass off to try to get this promotion. And Harkin, which is
Kevin
Spacey's character's name, he's basically just dangling the carrot, which sucks.
Yeah.
But he goes over to his credenza or whatever, and he starts pouring a cocktail or a whiskey. And he turns. He stops and he turns. Did you want? He's like, it's 8:15.
It's 8:15 in the morning. He's like, what? He's like, what? So a gentleman can't have a drink early in the morning? He's like, come on.
So he pours a very tall glass of scotch.
Yeah, sure, I'll take one.
And then he goes and hands it to him. He's like, you're not going to have one?
He's like, Nick, it's 8:15 in the morning. I'm not an alcoholic.
He fucking sets him up. What a dick.
But then
he's like, well, I only took one because I thought you were going to have one.
Oh, so if I dip my nuts in coconut butter and just shave them clean, you're going to do it too? And he's like, no, sir. And he was like, really? Because I got coconut.
He's like, dip my nuts in honey and then cover them in shaved coconut.
Yeah. Are you going to do it too? And he's like, no, sir.
Because I got some coconut. It's the way he phrased it, which is what was funny to me. But yeah, he ends up taking the position himself.
Which is such a dick move.
Yeah. He calls this board meeting, and this is kind of funny too. Nick is talking to one of his coworkers, and you'll recognize the guy. He was the one that was in Waiting.
Yeah, John Francis Daly. And when we were watching the credits at the end, John Francis Daly actually helped write the screenplay.
Did he really?
Yeah.
For this?
For Horrible Bosses.
That is awesome. Good for him.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's doing stuff. But anyway, he's saying because Harkin is like 15 minutes late to his own meeting.
Yeah. And then he was like, do you have any idea what this is about? And he was like, no, the memo just said staff meeting.
He's
That's
like, and this is like, bullshit that Harkin is 15 minutes late, and he's giving on my case for being a minute late to work the other day. But as soon as
he walks in and he was like, I'm sorry, Nick, I didn't realize I had to punch a clock with you. He's like, yeah, no, you don't, sir.
He's like, it was 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He's like, and I'll just take this up to your drinking problem.
Yeah, I'll just attribute it to your drinking problem.
Yeah, because before...
What an asshole.
Before Nick walks out of Harkin's office, he's like, you don't expect me. It's 18-year-old scotch, Nick. You don't expect me to pour it back into the bottle, do you? And so Nick, he just chugs this whole glass of scotch.
Yeah. I mean, a better man than me, because I don't know if I could.
That's rough.
Yeah, that's is, especially at 8:15 in the morning.
So they are having drinks later on after, all having horrible days,
I do like how he started off. He was like, he tricked me into drinking scotch at 8 o'clock this morning.
How did he trick you?
I like how it never, nothing ever really gets elaborated on.
No. It's all subject to interpretation.
Yes.
So there's that, and yeah, they're just going over why they hate their bosses, and
and what they should do is just kill them, because the world would be a better place without any of these people in it.
Yeah, and I want to say it was after their buddy Kenny, whatever his name is, from school.
Yeah.
They run into him, or he runs into them at the bar, and he's like, hey, Nick, Kurt, and Dale. He's like, what are the odds? It's like, you guys are still hanging out just like in school. He's like, well, yeah, what's going on with you? I mean, he's wearing a dress shirt and a tie and everything, so you assume that he's
just got off work or something.
Right, exactly.
It's like, hey, what do you do when you get off work? Oh, I'm going to go to my favorite watering hole and just grab a drink really quick.
Exactly. That was not the case.
No,
at all.
Not the case at all.
And so they knew that he had done stuff after school, and he had a very successful career making, upper part of six figures and everything.
Yes.
But then his bosses were dickheads, and I don't know what happened to them.
He said that I guess there was some type of money embezzlement thing or whatever. He was like, so they all got arrested and had to shut down.
Yeah, but he's like, oh man, I would have loved to kill them. He's like, they were horrible, and they're like, you didn't actually kill him? No, I would line them up in a row.
Yeah, all three of them,
and shoot them in the head. One bullet kills all three of them. So this kind of sparked the idea.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're not murderers.
But
but you can't deny how much better our lives would be.
Right. To go back to Kenny, I do like that he's like, yeah, he's like, I've falling on kind of hard times. He's like, I can't even pay for my drink. And they're like, oh, well, we'll
cover
pay.
your
Yeah,
drink.
we'll cover your drink. And then he was like, oh, really? He was like, well, you got anything else? Like any more money that, you can help me out with?
Additional scratch?
I like Kurt because he pulls out like not a wad of money, but he pulls out something. And I think it's like he moves the 20 and then grabs a 10. And he was like, you got change for a 10?
Like you're trying to help somebody who's falling on hard times and you want change for a 10.
So then he just sits there and he like sits there. He's like, oh no, it's okay, it's fine. But then he was like, all right, you know what? He's like, I don't think this is gonna cover it.
He's like, I'll tell you what.
I'll give you each hand jobs in
like,
the bathroom. It's like we can line it up. He's like, $40 a piece. It's not a lot. He was like, but people tell me that my hands are like gold.
So you're gay now?
He's like, no. He's like,
oh, you just do gay things. He's like, all right, you know what? Even better. You can look me in the eyes.
Yep. He's like, since we're friends.
Yeah. Dale, I'll get you back here behind my knee. He's like, nobody's doing that right now. And then Kurt and Nick, I'll get you like Nordic track style. He's like, work it. He works the tip, work the tip, and then pepper the spray or whatever. And oh my God.
But then when he starts, right before he's leaving, he was like, oh, yeah, no. He's like, and then next time he was like, something real special. He's like, he lifts up his shirt and he's like, you guys can just put the mayonnaise like right here.
Pull your mayonnaise right in my belly button. You'll love it.
You'll love it. It's like,
so gross.
It is.
But I do like how he made another appearance later on in the movie.
Well, what's great is after he leaves and then Dale's like, man, that guy, he's like, he banged all 3 of my sisters.
Yeah, he's probably going to go after your brother now. Hey, he'll do anything for $50.
Yep. So
sad as that is.
Yeah. But I do. So what they come up with is they're like, oh, well, they're going to kill their bosses, but they don't know anything about killing people. Because, they're law-abiding citizens. So the only thing that they come up with is probably some of the dumbest ideas ever. Where it's like, hey, let's just go to the roughest, toughest bar in town.
Yeah, and they
Dale's in the back, and he's like, actually, that's a really good idea.
Yeah, use the OnStar system, or what do they call it?
Nav guide.
Nav guide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, hello, Mr. Whatever. I can't remember what Kurt's last name is in this.
Yeah.
He's like, this is Gregory, your nav guide assistant. How may I help?
Yeah, just take us to the roughest, toughest bar that's in town. Like, just the sleaziest shithole that you got.
Well, we don't exactly locate places by level of danger, but
I see there's an Applebee's 3 miles away from you.
Yeah.
And then Nick's like, yeah, that's good. We can go to dinner.
He's like, I wanted to go to dinner. That's what he was excited about. He didn't really want to hit up this bar. So they end up going to this bar in the bad part of town.
And Kurt always makes it so weird and random because, he walks in and a bartender comes over who is African American, and he's like, my man. It's just like immediately like, what?
He sets the wrong tone.
Yeah.
Right off the bat.
And he does it later in the movie when they get pulled over by the cops, and he was just like, oh.
He leans over with the fist.
But
my man.
Yeah. But I like the cop when he was like, this car was seen fleeing the scene of a crime. But I like Nick's response because he's like, I don't know why it would do that. It's like the car had a mind of its own or something.
Why? Yeah. He's like, what? Have you been drinking?
It's like, no, it was him.
He's like, I have.
Yeah. But then when they go to the police station, that's funny because they're being interviewed, and when the one detective shows Nick his picture, and he was like, why was this taken just a few miles away from the scene of a crime? And he was like, I was drag racing. And then
a Prius?
And he was like,
I don't win a lot.
I mean, how you deliver that with such a straight face, I have no idea.
Yeah, he's good about that. He's pretty good with that. Because even when the second house, when they broke into, I think
they went to Pellets first, and then they went to Harkins.
Yeah, when they went to Harkins, and it's just Kurt and Nick in there. At one point, a cat just out of nowhere jumps onto Nick's shoulder and then runs off. and she's like, scares the shit out of me. He's like, what the fuck was that? But he's straight face the whole time.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just a cat. He's like, came out of nowhere.
Yeah. But then later, like, the cat's on a table somewhere else, and it jumps off, and he was like, Jesus, how many cats does this guy have? He's like, same cat, I think.
Yeah.
He's like, Yo, you think so?
He's like, fucker's fast.
Yeah. I do like at the end when Harkin is, he was like, no. He goes, I could shoot all three of you twice. He's like, but instead, I'm going to shoot myself and then tell him you shot me because you killed Pellet. And then he's just sitting there and they're like, what? Nobody's ever. And he shoots himself. But then when the cops show up and he was like, oh, you have to help me. He's like, I have a wife and a cat.
And they got a big ass house for just having a wife and a cat, too.
I know. I mean, well, hell, if you got the money, flaunt it.
That is true. I love how every opportunity Kurt has to hook up with somebody, he takes advantage of it. You can tell that this is his one-track mind.
Yes.
Even when they're at the bar, the first bar that you see them just talking, you see a waitress walk by, and he's just like staring her down.
Yeah.
And at another point, this very attractive blonde walks by, and he's eyeballing her. They make eye contact, and then Kurt's just like, he's like, I got to go see that girl about her vagina.
Yeah.
So it is kind of like the running theme throughout the thing. So later on, they're at Harkin's house, and they're having a surprise birthday party for him.
Yes.
And you can tell that Harkin would not be the type of person that would enjoy a party in general, let alone a surprise one.
Right.
But as they go inside, Kurt is kneeling down behind the couch, I guess, next to Harkin's wife, who's also very attractive.
Yeah.
And he says, Nick didn't tell me that his boss was married to a model.
And she was like, oh, I'm not a model.
He's like, really? He's like, when did you quit? and she looks over at him, and it's like, oh, sparks.
Yeah. Why, hello.
But the whole point of them being in there was because they were trying to get Harkin to confess to murdering Pellet, which he had done prior to this scene. And
so they gave Kurt the recording device,
which was a bad idea.
Very bad idea.
Anytime they're in a public location or even a private setting where there's mixed company, let's put it that way, Kurt's going to find something.
Yeah. So Harkin, he was like, let me just go set my stuff down. He was like, she knows I hate surprises. So he walks into his office, and they're like, all right, yeah, all right, he's in there. He's alone. You ready? Ready? And the whole time, Kurt is just staring down the wife, like.
Yeah, she looks over at him, and it's like, all right, it's go time.
Yeah, and they're like, come on, it's go time. And he was like, yeah, let's go. And he walks in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
So they go into the office.
Well, he meets Harkin's wife in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because she wants to give him a tour of her mouth.
Yeah.
I mean, the house.
But yeah, no. So he gets they go in, and they're like, Harkin, and he was like, oh, Jesus God. He's like, my wife invited you? And then, so they're saying, and he was like, we know what you did. And he was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, we know that you killed that guy. And he was like, what? But I like Charlie Day because he's just like, say his name. It's like, you say his name.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what? That
man. Yeah, say his name.
Yeah. But then he's just sitting there, and he's like, what? That idiot Pellet? He's like, yeah, I shot Pellet.
Pellet's name means nothing to me.
Yeah, it means nothing to me. So he's like, aha.
Yeah.
That's all we need. He's like, all right, let's get out of here. And then they look and realize Kurt's not there.
Yeah. He's like, but Harkin keeps talking. He's like, yeah, I went to Pellet's house. I put a gun in his chest, and I pulled the trigger. And then you know what I did? It's like when he was on the ground, I shot him again. And you know what? I liked it.
He's like, which is what I'm going to do to you two. And then it's funny because he walks over to the drawer, and they're like, what are you doing? What do you got in there? He's like, just getting my gun. This will only take a minute.
I can't remember what he called him. Either you insignificant somethings.
Yeah, I know. I can't remember either.
His insult game is pretty on point. I'm not going to lie. Because if you are able to insult somebody without cussing, it usually stings a little bit more.
It does.
So I've been trying to think about some insults that I could use. Not that I would ever get the opportunity, but it would still be nice to have one in the chamber just in case.
I know.
when they go into Pellet's house, it's funny as hell. First of all, they're staking out his place for a very long time. It's date,
Yes.
They all have to leave work early. The way that Nick gets out of work, he's like, I gotta find a way to make Harkin let me leave early or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I'll be down there in 3 minutes.
He sticks a pen down his throat and starts throwing up. Yeah.
He's like, sorry, I've been fighting that bug all day.
And he's just got it pouring down his chin. Not a fan. And even when they're all leaving, because all three of them have their no, that wasn't this time. That was another time. Later on in the movie, all three of them are leaving. I don't remember where they think they'd met at the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah.
And when they're all leaving, it shows like a bird's eye view of their three cars, and they keep driving into each other's way.
Yeah, that's when they're leaving the grocery store.
But no, the first time they do their stakeout, they go to Pellet's house, and they're just hanging out in the car, trying to figure out this is fun.
The back and forth between Nick and Dale is so funny because he was like, he says something, he's like, this is exciting. And like laughs right in his face, and he's like, Jesus, he's like, sit back. He was like, because your breath just stinks. And he's like, what? My breath's bad? And he was like,
He's
yeah.
like, I had falafel.
He's like, where'd you get a falafel?
Mickey's.
Mickey's has falafels?
Yeah.
Wow, no way.
Yeah, they've always had it.
But then when he was like, he sits back and he was like, see, I can't really see anything. So he's like, yeah, no, we got to do the 3-man thing.
So you parked like behind the tree, so I don't really have a straight shot, so. But he's like, well, then quit exasperating. He's like, watch your H's.
But then when he's like, and breathes out of his nose.
It even stinks through your nose. And then when you see in this scene, Dale, he jumps to the back seat and kind of hides behind the driver's seat because you can tell he was about to start laughing.
Yes.
This was hysterical. I love when they do that.
Yes.
I'm making an assumption there, but you could tell that he was probably going to start, cracking his ass up.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, but that whole scene, where it's like Kurt out of nowhere, he kind of staggers his hands in front of his face like he's making a web.
Yeah. He's like,
And
what are you doing? He's like, it's finger flash.
He's
Instead of camouflage.
He's like, why are you? What did Nick say? What did he call it at first? He's like, why are you camouflaging your face with your fingers or something?
Yeah, something like that.
He's like, finger flash.
Yeah.
And he just looks so pleased with himself, like he came up with the greatest thing. But then Dale,
the way he laughs about it.
Dale starts doing it too. He's like, no, this is good. This is a good thing. You should do the finger flash thing.
Yeah.
But it eventually, it cuts to nighttime, and somebody even
Everybody
mentions
looks bored.
Like, I didn't realize how much this was gonna suck.
Yeah.
Do we even know if he's home?
Yeah. And then they all realize, like, shit, why don't we just go up to the house?
Yeah. Make a lot more sense.
Yeah. So they're walking up and they're like, yeah, I mean, maybe we should see if one of these windows is open because, I haven't seen any movement. And then the garage door opens.
Out of nowhere.
But the way they all hide, Dale just runs over and, jumps up on the grass and lays just kind of, flat out.
And who is just crouched right by the wall next to the garage door?
Nick and Dale. Nick knelt down, squatted down in the corner, and Dale got, right behind Nick.
Well, he pulls out and he doesn't see them for some reason.
Yeah.
And they just run into the garage real quick. Dale doesn't make it, so he has to knock on the door. So they open
make it in the garage.
So he knocks on the door. They open it for him. He's like, I'm inside now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see you. Oh my God, this guy owns a bear? He's got a stuffed bear. He's got all this shit in his garage. It looks like a freaking museum.
I was going to say, well, it doesn't even look like a museum, but it looks like a lot of it was... because there was 3 or 4 boxes of 52-inch TVs.
Oh, yeah.
So you're just kind of sitting there how'd you get these?
This guy's definitely fencing.
Really doesn't
goods.
look like you acquired this legally.
Definitely not. But when they get inside his house...
God, it's like a douchebag museum.
Yeah. It's like Sharper Image took a shit in here. That whole scene, though, it's like... First of all, they've never broken into a house before.
No.
They're there to do recon because they want to see if they can get anything on Bobby.
Right.
And
they find out that he really enjoys cocaine.
Yeah. But, you know, you got Kurt and Dale. They both wearing long sleeves. Like, we can't touch anything because Dale had like put his hands on the he
foosball
put his,
table.
Right. So he's like, oh, I can see the fingerprints. But yeah, Nick doesn't. He's wearing like a polo.
Yeah.
So he's
like,
I
don't have the sleeveless.
I don't have the sleeve gloves.
I don't have the sleeve gloves.
But yeah, Kurt goes into the bathroom and he's looking for stuff. I don't know. He
finds Pellet's phone and he puts that in his pocket.
Yeah.
And then
he goes in the bathroom and he immediately zooms in on the toothbrush.
And I mean, the only logical conclusion is I'm going to scrub my ass with this toothbrush.
Yep.
Ha 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 ha.
But why stop there?
Yeah.
He grabs the razor.
I'm going to do it with his razor.
Yeah. And then he picks up the dental floss. He's like, I've heard of butt floss before, but this is crazy.
I mean, but what's so funny is I could have swore that there was one scene where he was like, yeah, no. He's like, I pull out dental floss and everything. He's like, how'd you get it back in?
Yeah.
He's like, it wasn't easy. Yeah. But I don't remember it in this version that we watched. So I'm wondering if it was just like the regular theatrical version where I've seen it.
Yeah, because we were watching the outrageous edition or whatever the heck it was. I have both. It's both. I'm trying to think of anything else.
I mean, nothing I can really think of. I mean, well, I can think of a lot of things, but we just can't.
We can really, really go down the rabbit hole. Like,
I mean, but at this point where it's just kind of like, you know, we get right around this mark and it's like, you know, I think people just need to go and enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah, you definitely, if you haven't seen it, you definitely have to watch it right. And I'm not aware if it's streaming anywhere.
I don't believe that it was when I saw it.
I owned the Blu-ray, so that's how I was watching it. But, yeah, I knew that it was going to be a quick episode as far as like, it didn't feel like we've already hit 45, 46 minutes at this point. So I've definitely enjoyed talking about the movie. But yeah, to Dutch's point, we don't want to drag it on any longer than we have to. Just, you definitely need to watch the movie. Look for all the subtle things. Like the one thing that I pointed out was like Dale is a dental assistant, but he goes to work and he's wearing a button-up shirt and slacks. But then he just changes in a scrub. So it's like, why not just wear the scrubs to work?
Exactly.
There's just weird things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to drag it out. But that's Horrible Bosses. Definitely enjoyed this one for sure. We might have something special for you guys for Labor Day. A little throwback.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what it is.
It's going to be a tremendous throwback.
It will.
It will.
We threw it way back.
It's going to be both.
Yes. But until next time, Quotable Podcast.
Out.
I'd like to bend her over a barrel and show her the 50 states. That's a thing, right?
No, it's not a thing.
Yeah, it was in that movie, right?
Nope.
Well, it is now.